makabili lang ako ng franchise na to, malagay ko to sa mall, okay na ako. That was a dream. And if you ask Filipinos also, they would want to franchise because it's a way for them also to enter the business field. But the thing about franchising kasi it requires a lot of money. Given that I had exposure doing a lot of side hustles when I was younger, I would say I'll start my own. So people would say that if you start your own, it will be prone to mistakes. If you start on your own, it will be cheaper. The mistakes that you will get from it will still, in my opinion, be worthwhile because it will allow you to become a better business person. Okay guys, in this video, I will answer the questions that you guys sent out. But some of you over the past months gave me questions that pili ka dito sa dalawa, isa lang pwede mong piliin dito. So that's what I'm doing now. I compiled a list of all of those questions that you guys sent out where you just wanted me to pick one and I'm gonna answer them. But please do note this, that for this video and the next, we're gonna do back-to-back videos of this. The answers that I will give you here are answers based on my own context, are answers based on my own experience, and are answers based on how I would invest. So it does not mean that if it's something that I'm doing, it's something that you should be actually doing as well. And please do note that whatever I say here, do not buy, sell, hold, or avoid, or transact in any way just because I talk about it here. Please do remember to do your own due diligence, talk to your financial advisor because it's your money, it's your responsibility. This is what's gonna happen, 2 options, and then I'm gonna pick one, okay? Place to live, house or condo? Siguro if the context is in the Philippines, so syempre iba if you're living in another country, pero condo or house in the Philippines, I'll pick condo, primarily because I like efficient living. Yung experience of living in Singapore or living in other first world countries where pagbaba mo, it's so efficient to either walk around, move around, it's relatively safe also. May supermarket, may grocery, may department store, may pharmacy, may hospital, may church, may school na walking distance. I like that. I value quality of life more than having a very, very big mansion. Kasi if you have a very, very big mansion, you have a big house, but it takes you 15 minutes, 20 minutes na nakakotse ka pa to travel to the closest mall or to where you need to go on a daily basis, I will pick walking more than driving a car every single day. So if you're asking me, condo or house, I will pick a condo primarily because I want something that's very, very efficient. It's easy also to maintain. I've seen it from family na nakatira sa bahay. Mas mahirap maintain yung bahay, especially pag tumatanda ka. Pero hindi lang yun eh. Imagine pag condo, isa lang yung front door. You don't have to worry about locking everything because isa lang yung entrance. So it's easier also to maintain. If you look at how condos are strategically placed, it gives you an opportunity to live efficiently. Uniswap or Pancakeswap? Oh, yun ang tanong nito. Deep into the dexes, ha? So, it's not a very tough question for me because they're almost the same. For those who are watching this and are not into crypto yet, Uniswap and Pancakeswap are, in my opinion, almost the same. It's just that Uniswap is riding the Ethereum blockchain and then you have Pancakeswap riding the Binance Smart Chain. And magiging iba-iba yung sagot ng mga tao dito. And of course, as you all know, Uniswap was the original one. Pancakeswap copied Uniswap, but you can do almost everything that's there with some iterations to both. But they function also as a DEX where you get to trade. They function as an area where you get to pull your tokens and earn rewards off of it. So my answer to that is this. My answer is Pancakeswap. I don't have any exposure to Uniswap. I'm heavily into the Binance Smart Chain ecosystem. That's why it was heavily easier also for me to get into Pancakeswap first more than Uniswap, even though nauna yung Uniswap sa Pancakeswap. I guess it also helped, when I was starting out that I get to do the same things with Pancakeswap, but the gas fees are massively cheaper. And when I started to use MetaMask, you could easily integrate it also to the Binance Smart Chain. It really wasn't a very, very hard adjustment for me. So Pancakeswap, Uniswap, because I use Pancakeswap, my answer will be Pancakeswap. But in my opinion, they both do the same things. If you want to buy tokens and coins that are in the Binance Smart Chain, of course, Pancakeswap. If you want to buy something that's ERC20 related, of course, Uniswap would be the way to go for you. Growth stocks or dividend stocks. Now that's very interesting also, no? Because I do both, but if I would pick one, of course, I love the concept of having cash flow, getting passive income for life, that every time you buy a stock that gives you dividends, For sure yun, as long as the company is doing well, you could get passive returns. However, my answer to this will be growth stocks, primarily because I'm 37 years old. Imagine the potential still for me if I would put what I have into assets that will grow 10, 15, 20, 30 years. Please do note this, regardless if it's growth stocks or dividend stocks. I'm not in it to make money over the next 8 minutes. That's not me. I'm in it to build wealth that will last for a very, very long time. So I like growth stocks primarily from a financial planning point of view, that because I'm still very, very young, I could take as much risk as I can. I could withstand also the volatility. And it's something that I've studied more. So please do notice, mas nauna ako nag-invest sa growth stocks before ako nag-invest and focused into dividend stocks. The reason why I got into dividend stocks the past years is a way for me to get cash flow. But if you let me choose, I'll still pick growth stocks right now. Bitcoin versus Ethereum. This is something very, very controversial. A lot of people are fighting over this also, and there's factions that are for Bitcoin purely, and there are factions also that hindi, mas madaming use cases ang Ethereum versus Bitcoin. If I will answer it from a portfolio perspective, I have slightly more Ethereum right now than Bitcoin from a portfolio perspective, but hindi nagkakalayo yung difference. I actually bought Bitcoin first more than Ethereum. If you'll ask me right now what I like more, sino nag-send nito? Ang hirap ng tanong mo. I'll say I'll pick Bitcoin, primarily because it's scarce. That's what majority of retailers, funds, and even large companies are still also buying. If there's something that should beat Bitcoin, it should be something that's 100 times better than what Bitcoin could ever be. Bitcoin, it has certain competitors also that are a medium of exchange or a store of value, but it's massively better than it. Ethereum has a lot of competitors in the smart contract space that are fighting to get a piece of the pie also. We have Cardano, we have Polkadot, etc. So they're both good, but I'll pick Bitcoin just for the sake of picking one. Earn more but unhappy, or earn less but happy. I'll always pick earning less, but I'm happy. Money for me is not the greatest motivator. It's fun to earn, it's fun to invest, it's fun to do business and get rewards based on how you analyze, how you studied, how you research, the amount of effort that you put into it. Baliwala yung getting more if hindi ka naman masaya eh. Please do remember this also. Iba yung earning more sa you're not earning enough also to have a normal life. If the choice is, would you do something, would you work na hindi ka masaya pero you need that to survive, I'll pick the earning first. However, if I have a choice that it won't really hit my way of living, I won't get into debt because of it, I still get to save, I still get to invest, I'll pick earning less. I will always give the example that I'll pick 100 million doing what I love, na masaya ako, versus earning a billion na hindi ako masaya. 100 million is massively lesser than a billion pesos, pero 100 million is still a lot of money. Stocks or bonds? Ayun na naman. Oh my gosh. I have both, but I'll pick stocks. And even right now, no, 2021 bonds, the yields that you would get from it are very, very low. But sa stock market, I haven't stopped investing in the stock market ever since I started. I've been net long investing in the Philippine stock market, even in the US stock market over the course of time that I have been investing. But bonds, tumitigil ako eh. So, pag may mga times na hindi masyado attractive yung mga bond yields, then I won't invest in bonds anymore. It doesn't mean that I'm gonna sell the current bonds that I have just because I like stocks more. But if you let me pick right now, July 2021, where will I deploy my capital? I will always say stocks first. And primarily because I think in terms of competence, in terms of experience, in terms of skill, I've built more into this, that even though there's more risk, even though there's more volatility, I'll still enter the stock market. That's why I always tell you guys that no matter how much I talk about it here, don't buy, sell, hold, or avoid it, because at the end of the day, it will always be based on what you are good at, what you understand more, and where your competence lies. And if you've seen it from your own track record, na teka, I tried investing in the stock market but it's not doing well for me, then maybe you could try to focus more on bonds. And there's nothing wrong with bonds as well. But if you let me choose between the two, stocks or bonds, I'll say without blinking, I'll pick the stock market. Start your own business or franchise. That's easy for me. When I started out, pangarap ko mag-franchise ng mga malalaki na brands. So sabi ko, makabili lang ako ng franchise na to, malagay ko to sa mall, okay na ako. That was a dream. And if you ask Filipinos also, they would want to franchise because it's a way for them also to enter the business field. But the thing about franchising kasi, it requires a lot of money. Given that I had exposure doing a lot of side hustles when I was younger, I would say I'll start my own. So people would say that if you start your own, it will be prone to mistakes. If you start your own, it will be prone that you have to figure things out on your own. And the thing about that is this: if you start on your own, it will be cheaper. The mistakes that you will get from it will still, in my opinion, be worthwhile because it will allow you to become a better business person. So please remember, it doesn't mean din kasi na pag nag-franchise ka, hindi ka magkakamali. It doesn't mean pag nag-franchise ka, hindi pwedeng malugi yung negosyo. May mga franchise din na lulugi. May mga franchisees din that would lose a lot of money. At the end of the day, the franchise gives you a system. At the end of the day, the franchise gives you their brand. At the end of the day, the franchise will give you a template on how to run their business. However, in my opinion, entrepreneurship, being a business person, is still a craft. It's still a skill. It still also requires acumen. And if you think that you have a lot of money for franchise ka, that will be an end-all, be-all solution, then you have it wrong, because at any given point in time, even if it's a franchise, it will still requires work. And if you're gonna work hard for it, might as well start small, use your own cash, and try to build it from the start. And it's easier for people to get their products known because of the internet, that you don't need to have millions of pesos or hundreds of thousands so that you get to sell your product in malls. The barrier to entry is not as big anymore. So that being said, because of the internet, because there's so many ways in order for people to get awareness of what you are selling, I'll pick starting my own. People always think pag nag-franchise ka, hindi na siya tinatrabaho. Tinatrabaho pa rin siya. Normally, if you don't spend a lot of time with it, the business will suffer. If you don't know what the ins and outs, madali ka mananakawan eh. If you don't know the ins and outs of what you're getting into, also madali ka maluloko, or you won't be as efficient, or hindi siya lalako. If you're just gonna spend a lot of time into it, then try to build your own ladder. So there, I hope you're learning and I hope you're enjoying this. This is something that I haven't done before, but we're trying something new also in the channel. Stocks or crypto? Ooh. If you asked me this question 4 years ago, I'll say stocks without blinking. But if you're asking me July 2021, and I'll answer this from a portfolio allocation standpoint, I still have more stocks right now than Bitcoin, than crypto. So if I want also my Bitcoin, my crypto to catch up to the amount of stocks that I have, I need to actually accumulate more. The safest route would be to say stocks, no? But I'm super excited for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, and I've been devoting a lot of time and attention for it. And even the fact that I've been spending a lot of time learning, investing, and trying out NFTs also just gives me a bigger reason that I want to have more exposure into this entire metaverse. It doesn't mean that I'm removing any of my stocks. No, lahat ng nasa stock market ko will still stay in the stock market. But if you're asking me right now, what will I pick head to head? I'll pick the cryptocurrency market. Rental or house flipping? That's easy for me. I'll just pick rental. I'll just pick rentals because I like passive income. And what's nice about rentals is you buy the property, there's a chance that it appreciates for you over the long term. But while you are waiting for it to appreciate, you get passive income. And I know there's an allure of flipping because when you flip it also, there's a larger degree of capital appreciation at a shorter period of time. And hindi lang yun eh, when you flip it, you get the cash already and then you get to buy more. I'm not a real estate investor. When I say I'm not a real estate investor, I have other assets where I know I'm better at and requires lesser skill to have a property rented out than to flip it. The quicker the time frame where you need to actually make money, the greater the skill that's actually involved. And I'm not that knowledgeable in flipping. I'm not that knowledgeable also in finding out where will people actually want to buy from me if I have something to sell. I haven't built the skill and the competence for it. But of course, it doesn't mean na walang sakit ng ulo yun. Owning rental properties also will have its own share of not just ups and downs, but also its own share of headaches as well. So anything that's worthwhile, that will give you wealth over a period of time, there will come a point in it also that you will either be stressed or mapapagod ka or pag-isipan mo na mabuti, or you will have to also fix it also because people always think that it's an easy way eh. No eh. It doesn't get easier. You just actually get stronger. You just actually get better. The thing that used to be so hard before, but because you got better already, it's not so hard for you anymore. And that's what I'm saying. So for me, rental versus flipping, I'll pick rental because I want to maximize capital appreciation later on. But while I'm waiting for it also right now, I want to get cash flow from it. Rolex or art? I don't have any exposure to both. No, I'm not a big fan of art. I'm not a big fan of Rolexes. Or it's not that I'm a big fan. It's not something that I'm really interested in. I'm not a person who would want to wear fancy watches or even collect them. I'm not a big fan of storing stuff. It's so hard to store stuff. Tapos if you own a Rolex or you own a piece of art, you have to also maintain it. That it should be something that would be in good condition also, that if you sell it later on in the future, people would see value in it and would still be willing to buy it at a higher price. Given that I don't know anything about it, and that's why nag-NFTs ako. If you let me pick NFTs or art, I'll NFTs. NFTs or Rolex, I'll pick NFTs because that's what I know more. I love the digital space. But if you let me pick between Rolexes and art, I'll pick Rolexes. I guess easier to store. You could get a watch that's of equal value to a painting with lesser maintenance, with a smaller amount of space that I actually need to store it. And of course, the smaller the space, it's easier also for you to secure it as well. So there, I hope you guys got a lot from this. I hope that this was something that's fun. Stay tuned tomorrow for the next part of this. And if you guys have any questions also, lagay nyo lang yung dalawa lang pagpipilian ko. And a lot of people ask those types of questions again. I'm gonna make another video on top of that as well. By the way, if you're new to this, my name is Marvin Germo. I'm a stock market trader and investor. And if you want more videos like this, like, share, subscribe, and smash the bell so you get updated every time I come up with new content about investing. If you want to learn more about the books that I've written, check out the links below. If you want to invest in the cryptocurrency market, check out Binance. $10 to be able to trade cryptocurrencies. If you want to trade US stocks, check out GoTrade. $1 for you to be able to buy US stocks as well. Links are in the description below. And Forex markets, you can check out XM. When you sign up and register with them, they give you $30 that you can already use as part of your trading as well. So there, I hope that this wasn't just a sneak peek of how I would analyze things and my context to everything, but this also gave you value, and this is something that would bring you closer, also give you enough information to help you reach your goals of financial freedom. So that's it for now. This is Marvin Germo. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, guys, and God bless you all.